Part of the reason why these protesters are so violent and they feel so wronged and so justified in the actions they're taking that are breaking the law is because they've been sold lies by Democrats. So the first lie is that somehow the area that is the westernmost part of the United States, Nevada, California, New Mexico, that all of those states are somehow stolen property from Mexico, the country Mexico. But the fact is, and I'll show you here, this is information found easily online. You have the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. This ended the Mexican American War. The United States received New Mexico, California, and the United States paid $15 million for Arizona, Nevada, and Utah. So you can see on there, you have the purchase underneath the Gadsden purchase, that's at the very bottom. And then the Guadalupe Hidalgo, that was the agreement there. That was literally a treaty. So there was no theft. No part of the United States has been stolen from anyone, unless you're talking about the American Indians who were at war with each other and with Mexican Aztecs before we ever arrived here. So please don't act as if to the victor goes the spoils is something we've never heard of before. But specifically speaking to protesters who believe that America somehow stole land from Mexico, that's just not true. Unless you consider the fact that what we really should do is annex Mexico, the actual Mexico, because it's a vassal state of the United States and the American taxpayers are actually funding it. I mean, we could go into that. Should we go into how Mexico is a cartel state and it's right on our border and it would be far to our benefit to actually control it and have it as a territory rather than have it run by cartel members and their bad actors? Not trying to throw shade, just saying. So then what about the lie that President Trump somehow is not authorized and duly empowered to take the actions he's been taking? Well, let's go through history here. Let's first look at 1798's Alien Friends Act. Did you know that existed? This Alien Friends Act passed in 1798 authorized the president to deport any resident immigrant considered to be dangerous to the peace and safety of the United States. This was activated June 25th of 1798. It had a 2-year expiration date. So what happened after that? Well, in 1903, you had the Immigration Act of 1903. This is the Anarchist Exclusion Act. It added 4 inadmissible classes: anarchists, people with epilepsy, beggars, and importers of prostitutes. What is human trafficking? Turning human beings with their will or against their will into prostitutes, child prostitution, human trafficking. So this has been against the law for a very long time. And then the last thing here, and when I say the last thing I'm going to go over with you here because I have a time limit on what receipts I can provide to you, but the internet is your friend. Your supercomputer, otherwise known as your cell phone, is your friend. Never let anybody stand in front of you with lies. Always refute them with the truth. Last one here, in 1952, we had the Immigration and Nationality Act, which was also known as the McCarran-Walter Act, that increased the power of the government to deport illegal immigrants suspected of communist sympathies. So the Federal Register of Laws is our friend. We have to use the laws on the books, which is what President Trump is doing. And I'm grateful for his action here.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.